Hello everyone, I am Crawlers, and right now I want to take a real quick break from my Watch Dogs walkthrough videos, which I have been uploading like crazy for the past couple of days, rendering and uploading non-stop, and talk a couple of minutes about this new Battlefield Hardline trailer and 7-minute video that's been leaked. Now, the thing is, I won't be showing you the 7-minute reveal video that's been rehosted on many other sites like Vimeo and LiveLeak and such, because EA apparently has a hard-on for striking down the video on YouTube, which sort of makes sense, as it was supposed to be this big, great unveiling, this promo video for the upcoming E3 in a few days, namely June 9th. But having said all this, I'm sure you find people being fans of Battlefield, one way or another, have already seen or heard about this video that I'm talking about in some way, shape, or form. So, here, because of some enterprising people who have been digging into the battle log code and coming up with supposed pieces of this next FPS game from EA, we have some tentative details about Battlefield Hardline. These are obviously not confirmed by a long shot, except maybe those that we actually saw in the trailer, so, take this information as you will. So this is, in fact, a more SWAT-based cops versus robbers type of game, as you can see by these couple of supposed team emblems. Developed, as was hinted earlier this year, by Visceral Games, responsible for such games as Dead Space, in a, quote, working directly with DICE on this game. I'd bet my bottle of vodka Battlefield Hardline will run on the Frostbite 3 engine, as I'm sure all of EA's games will from now on. So Battlefield Hardline, or Omaha, as it was called in the trailer, because apparently that was the project's code name, or at least was until the final name was decided. Well, Hardline being a Visceral Games game, single-player campaign is going to be a big part of the game, much bigger than, say, Battlefield, with cinematic visuals and characters that each have a backstory and temperament, and voices from a, quote, all-star cast and crew from hit shows like Justified, The Americans, and House of Cards. Excellent shows, by the way. Each mission will play out not unlike a cheesy 80s crime drama like Miami Vice or... Oh, who am I kidding? I loved Miami Vice and Hawaii Five-0 and all of those shows. Old school shows. Also, it was said in the leaked video that each mission will play out a story, which will indeed come with its own cliffhanger at the end every time. So, why Battlefield Hardline? Why place Battlefield in the name of the game if in fact it's going to be so drastically different from previous Battlefield games? Could it just have been called SWAT or something like that, and even be better received maybe without the Battlefield in the name, because people are soured by the Battlefield experience so far? So that's something for you guys to ponder while you watch the rest of this video, and then leave a comment below saying what you think about it. So now let's get more into the specifics of the game that we already know about Battlefield Hardline, and that we've either seen in the trailer or the screenshots that were leaked on or off purpose. So, multiple Revolution events in one map affecting gameplay and visuals will be a big thing in-game, thanks to the Frostbite engine. Real and fictional weapons like, quote, sawed-off shotguns and tasers, actually tasers being real notwithstanding, the fun part of it is that the video had the taser come with a red dot sight, exactly like the one we had on the Battlefield 4 pistols. Never really seen that before in real life, probably because no one seems to get tased outside of like 10 or 20 feet. But hey, if it works. So here we see a list of the leaked weapons, likely an incomplete list, but something interesting in most of these items. For starters, I'm very happy to see the AK-47 make a comeback. Things like the Uzi, MG36, the M16A3, the SKS, P90, G36C, and some other familiar shapes that you already can make out, like the Stinger, the frag grenade, the 870 MCS shotgun, the UMP-45, RPG, M9, Compact 45, a knife, and so on. Several interesting things are going to make an appearance. The riot shield, for example, not unlike something we are going to see in the Dragon's Teeth DLC for Battlefield 4, I bet. The bat or the baton, a melee weapon, possibly available only to one class, like the baton available only to the police and the bat only available to the robbers. The taser, a non-lethal solution, which in fact might give this game a sort of non-lethal bonus for completing missions and not killing people if you're gonna be playing on the police side. Let's see what else. The G3A3 is making a much needed comeback. A sort of shotgun comes in for those fun up-close encounters. A stationary camera, most likely available to the police faction, and a breach charge, without which no FPS game would be complete. And judging by the trailer and the possibilities of the Frostbite engine, I'd say this thing will be a very useful tool that will be able to attach to any wall in the Hardline world. Also, a crossbow, something we really wanted to see since Battlefield 3, and a grappling hook that will make rappelling up and down the sides of buildings a fun thing. Some attachments for said weapons are pictured on this card, and honestly it's everything we've come to know pretty well over the course of Battlefield, and in fact many other FPS games. We have the RDS, Holo, ACOG, Coyote sight, and other familiar sights and scopes like the PSO making a comeback, a magnifier, straight pull bolt, all sorts of grips that we saw in Battlefield 4, like the angled and the folding grip, and the potato grip, which goes well with vodka, obviously, muzzle brakes and such, and here are the icons for all of them, as I'm pretty sure these are not all of them by a long shot, but, just some of them on the list. Now, as far as vehicles go, we're seeing some boats, planes, motorcycles, armored vehicles, sedans, helicopters, which could all be seen in this list of vehicles leaked online. Now, obviously, this could not be the whole list, and it could change before the game. But going by this thing right now, you can already tell that there will be no tanks or heavy armor. Lightly armored vehicles maybe, yes, but no LAVs or tanks rumbling down Main Street. We also have a supposed character portraits list leaked to us. Not sure if this is legit or not, but looks interesting, so here it is. Also, we see some medal achievement things pictured here, and here are also the level up progression icons for your levels. Nothing fancy here, as you can see, just some ribbons available in the game. Next is something interesting, and that is some vehicle unlocks. Looks to be some repair upgrades, some sensor upgrades, and some weapon upgrades, even a fire extinguisher, but that's not all. Here on the next picture, we see a few other unlocks available. These seem to be the real interesting in that we have some sort of a battery, a riot shield, a breaching charge, some sort of an adrenaline injector maybe. Now, the next item really piqued my interest. This seems to be, at least looks like a boombox, a pair of speakers, but this being a cops and robbers game, I was thinking this might be an LRAD. Well, an LRAD is a long-range acoustic device used by police and security forces to keep people out of certain places or make them run away very quickly. This thing puts out such an unpleasant noise at such a distance with very good aimed beam that no one would be able to stand it and hang around. Of course, I may be wrong about this, but this is just what it feels like to me. So, next we see what seems to be a remote control camera, a flashbang or a smoke grenade, a gas mask, a grappling hook, some grenades, a med pack, and the most interesting piece of hardware, the crossbow. Now, player customization and equipment of gadgets seem to be based around a monetary system, sort of buying guns, if you will, with money. Now, this is actually pretty interesting, and it could go a couple of different ways. The simplest, most obvious way that this could go is fictional money, in-game money that you get from performing tasks. The scarier, less obvious way that this could work is that EA has finally gone off the deep end and could start charging straight in with mega transactions for game weapons. And before you start scoffing at me and laughing it off, here's my thinking. Right now, EA is selling their bullshit battle packs for Battlefield 4 for actual money. $3, I think. And sucks to be in Europe because then it would be €3 or £3. And my thinking here is that they are testing the waters to see how the public would react to this, and in the case that there won't be a panic and a very violent bloodbath, they might just do it in the next game. So, what do you people say? Is this stacking up to be a good FPS game or not? Honestly, I'm a little bit on the fence right now after Battlefield 4 left a very sour taste in my mouth. So, I'm thinking I won't pre-order Hardline till I actually see that it makes sense to spend money for it. I'm not gonna go not pre-ordering it because of the mob mentality that everyone said, let's not pre-order the next DICE game to teach them a lesson. I just genuinely think I want to, check it out, as it's not a broken game like Battlefield 4 was. Certainly I won't be buying it if there are any kinds of money transactions. So thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.